Hi, my name is Jay, and today I'm going to tell you how my neighborhood's HOA tried to fine me into submission, all because of a fence, and how I turned the tables and exposed the shady truth behind them. I moved into what I thought was my dream neighborhood. Quiet streets, well-kept lawns, friendly faces, and yes, an HOA. They seemed okay at first, just small stuff like reminders about trash day and mowing schedules. But then one random Tuesday, I got the letter. Your fence color does not meet HOA aesthetic guidelines. You are hereby fined $250. Failure to comply will result in additional penalties up to $5,000. I was stunned. My fence was beige, literally the same color as half the fences on the street. I called the HOA office, thinking it must be a mistake. No mistake, the woman said, almost smug. Your shade of beige is not on the approved palette. So, I did what anyone would do. I walked around the neighborhood taking pictures of every fence I saw. Guess what? Mine matched at least 10 others. I emailed the HOA, attaching all the evidence. Their response? Only approved fences built prior to 2018 are grandfathered in. Yours is not. Pay the fine. That's when I knew this wasn't about a fence. It was about control. I started talking to my neighbors. Turns out everyone had a story. One woman got fined for her garden gnome being too whimsical. A guy down the street had to remove a tree he didn't even plant. It came with a house. Another couple was threatened with foreclosure over a mailbox design. We formed a group chat. Called it Rebel Residents. That's when the real digging started. One of the neighbors, Mark, was a retired lawyer. He started reviewing the HOA bylaws. Turns out, the president of the HOA, Mr. Collins, had changed the aesthetic guidelines without a proper vote 2 years ago. We got access to the financial reports. Or tried to. They were missing. Red flag. We filed a formal request under our state's HOA transparency laws. Guess what? Mr. Collins had used HOA funds for a landscaping project at his own house, fancy dinners listed as board meetings, and a mysterious $12,000 consulting fee paid to his brother-in-law. We compiled everything. Documents, emails, testimonies. Then we called for a special board election, which we had the right to do, with a petition signed by 25% of residents. At the meeting, Mr. Collins showed up smug, until we laid it all out. People gasped. Someone recorded the whole thing. He tried to walk out, but we stopped him. That night, we voted him out. Unanimously. A new board was elected. Transparent. Accountable. Fair. All bogus fines were thrown out. Fence color rules? Simplified. I kept my fence, same exact color, and no one has bothered me since. And that HOA fine? I never paid it. Instead, I printed it out, framed it, and hung it in my garage as a reminder. If you stay silent, they win. But if you stand together, you can change everything. 3 months after I moved into my new home, I got a letter from the HOA. It looked official. Too official. I opened it and my jaw dropped. Violation. Fence color does not match community standards. Fine, $500. Compounding weekly if not resolved. The fence was the same one the previous owner had. Beige, clean, barely noticeable. But I was being fined for it, and they weren't backing down. I took photos. Sent them. Politely asked for clarification. Their response? Cold. Robotic. And threatening. Failure to comply may result in liens or legal action. The fine jumped to $5,000 in just 4 weeks. I started digging. The HOA rules hadn't been updated since 2015. No mention of fence color standards anywhere. I requested a copy of their bylaws. Delayed. Denied. Redacted. So I went door to door. Turns out, I wasn't the only one getting bullied. Trash cans, lawn heights, even garden hose placement, all fined. One neighbor, an older vet, had paid over $3,000 in random fees just to avoid conflict. That's when I knew this wasn't about fences. It was about control. I teamed up with a neighbor named Claire, a retired lawyer. Together, we requested the HOA's financial records under state law. Guess what we found? Over $20,000 in miscellaneous board expenses. Payments made to a landscaping company owned by the HOA president's cousin. And a consulting fee of $12,500 to a name that didn't even show up in public records. They were using our fines to fund their lifestyles. We gathered evidence, collected signatures, and called for a special election. At the next HOA meeting, we brought the whole neighborhood. I stood up, documents in hand, and laid it all out. Every shady payment, every lie, every illegal rule. People were shocked, furious. The HOA president tried to leave. We stopped him. That night, he was voted out. Unanimously. The new board reversed every bogus fine. My $5,000?
Gone.
The fence? Still standing. Still beige. Now, everyone calls it the Freedom Fence. If you're getting bullied by an HOA, don't back down. Know your rights. Stand together. Because when good people stay quiet, corruption wins. But when we fight back, we win.